5x plus 8x and minus 4. And then we have to combine like terms. So this is 10x squared plus 3x minus 4. Don't let me forget the old test. I want to look at the old test as well. Okay, we know how to distribute here. Now, this is very important to understand. So this is negative 1/3 x, and then 3x plus 6, and x minus 2. Do not distribute the monomial first. Perform the FOIL here, simplify, and then distribute the monomial. Do not touch the binomial, please. So keep it as negative 1/3 x, and then distribute 3x squared minus 6x plus 6x and negative 12. Negative 1/3 x to 3x squared minus 12. Now distribute. This negative 1/3 times 3 is negative 1. X times x squared is x to the third. Negative 1/3 times negative 12 is positive 4. And then, of course, x. Do not get confused. This is not the distributive law. You're not distributing this in here and this in here. That would be a terrible mistake. These are all factors. Multiply these two, simplify, simplify, and then distribute this monomial to both terms. Okay, so please understand. Perform this and then distribute the monomial in front. That's all there is to it. We did a problem like this in class together. Just multiply and square. When you square n minus 3, how many terms will you get? When you square n minus 3, how many terms do you get? When we square a binomial, how many terms do we get?
2.
Please don't say 2. I'm begging you not to say 2. A binomial squared is a trinomial forever. So let's write it again. It's okay. A binomial squared equals a trinomial. This is not to be confused with AB everything squared, which is a squared b squared. This is not a binomial. This is one factor. I mean, two factors, a monomial. But a plus b squared has 3 terms. Good. What is negative 7 raised to 0 equal to? What does it equal to? Negative 7 raised to 0.
1.
Indeed, 1. I will get probably 1 out of 57. I got one correctly. Okay. How will you rewrite n to negative 6? What does n to negative 6 replace? What does it replace?
It will be 1 over n to the 6th power.
Indeed. It represents a fraction. Indeed. So this does not mean a negative number. I'm not saying you said that. So this is simply a fraction, 1 over n to the 6th power. It's a different way of presenting a fraction. Good. Good. Moving on. Don't look at what I enter here. I just don't want to waste your time. Of course. Okay, 4/3 to -2. How do we address 4/3 to -2? What do we do with 4/3 to -2? We flip the fraction and change the power to positive, which becomes 9/16. We flip the fraction and the power becomes positive. If the power is positive from the beginning, you cannot flip anything. But if the power on a fraction is negative, we have to flip the fraction and change the power to positive. Good. Do we need to work on this problem?
Yes.
Perfect. So let's take a look. Let me copy it. So 25x to the third times x to the fifth. This is an overkill, but let's do it. So -3 times x to the fourth, and then plus -8x to -1, 5x to the fourth, divided by x to -2, everything squared. Don't look at what I'm entering, because I just need to move on. Good. Okay, this looks messy. It's not. They're just trying to throw us off, and they will not succeed. Okay, so 25 is 25, but I have a 40 in the denominator. Why don't I simplify by 5 immediately? (25) divided by 5 and 40 divided by 5. So now the fraction has 5/8 in front. Now let's look at these x's. The numerator, when I multiply, I copy the base and I add the exponents. 3 plus 5, that will be 8. -3 plus 4 is 1. So then I have to subtract 1. So I use the same rule. Copy the base, add the exponents. But when I divide, I copy the base and subtract. From the exponent of the numerator, I subtract the exponent of the denominator. Now I reach this point, which is positive. Good. Now here I have to be a little bit careful. So let's take -8x on the side for a moment. I'll come back to that. So we have -8x to -1. What I need to do first is rewrite it as 1 over -8x. Then I have to rewrite it as -1 over 8 times x to -1. So all this piece from here, all this gets replaced by -1 over 8 times x to -1. I'm going to rewrite it. So we have -1 over 8 times x to -1 times 5 times x to the fourth, and everything divided by, copy the base, multiply the exponents. We haven't finished, but is the step understood? The step on the second fraction, is it understood? Do I need to review or repeat or go back to any of these steps? Is it a yes? Is it a no?
Makes sense.
Okay, perfect. Now, -1 over 8 times 5 is -5.
Someone's saying explain it again.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, of course. So negative 8x to negative 1 is 1 over negative 8x. 1 over negative 8 is negative 1 over 8. 1 over x is replaced by x to negative 1. For the same reason, if I have a negative power in the numerator, that power or that expression goes to the denominator with a positive exponent. Vice versa, if I have this expression with negative exponent in the denominator, then, well, actually, it's just 1 over x. It's the same situation. So x to negative 1 is 1 over x. Why I'm doing this? Because I need to multiply. I need to multiply x to negative 1 by x to the 4th, and then divide by x to negative 4. That's why I want them in line, lined up. This times this over this. Is this better? So, coming back. So we continue, jump over all that. So then we have here, the first term is still 5 over 8, x2, 8 minus 1, which is 7. Now, this with this is negative 5 over 8. So negative 1 over 8 times 5 is negative 5 over 8. Now, x to negative 1 times x to the 4th is x to the 3rd. Copy the base, add the exponents, divided by x to negative 4. Good, looks promising. I copy the first one again, x to the 7th minus 5 over 8. Copy the base and subtract the exponents. From 3, I subtract negative 4. Oh, look at that, very nice, beautiful. So 5 over 8, x to the 7th minus 5 over 8, x to the 7th is nothing. Okay, going back. Okay, this is the same idea. You just have to put 1 over and then slowly but surely, if you need me to show this, please say so.
Yes, one more time, please.
Of course. So this is 2, c to this is a different problem. B squared squared divided by c to negative 8, b to negative 8, and 8c to negative 4, b raised to negative 1. Good. So, slowly but surely, 2 squared. Copy the base, multiply the exponents. Copy the base, multiply the exponents. I have an expression to negative 1. 1 over the expression to power 1. Four divided by 8. So the number in front will be 1/2. Now, I have C, but they are the same. C to negative 8 and C to negative 8, when I divide them, I get 1. Good. Now, I have B to the 4th, I have B to negative 8, and I have B. B to negative 8 plus 1, that's negative 7. So B to 4 minus negative 7. So the power at the top is 4. When I multiply and I add the exponents, I get negative 7. But from 4, I have to subtract negative 7. And now all I have left is 1 over c to negative 4, but that has to go to the top. The final simplified form, 1/2 b to the 11th, c to the 4th. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, let's continue. Okay, do we have any issues with dividing and simplifying? We have to separate into 3 fractions. The numerator is a polynomial, the denominator is one monomial. Don't be shy, yes or no? Okay. Same thing, yes or no? Is it a yes or a no?
You actually do this one.
That's of course. And let's take a look. So when the denominator is one term, that is a great opportunity for us to simplify. We separate the fraction into 2 fractions. Why 2? Because the numerator has 2 terms. 24xy divided by negative 3y minus 18y divided by negative 3y. And now we simplify each fraction individually. 24 divided by negative 3 is negative 8. X is x. And I simplify y with y. Gone. Negative 3, so a negative with a negative will become positive. So when I simplify, I get 6. And then y with y are going away. And this is it. And this is the final form of the division. Any questions? Good. So find the quotient using long division. This is a different story because the denominator is a binomial. So 16x squared plus 3 divided by 1 plus 4x. So when we look at the long division, remember there are 2 very important preps. One prep is both have to be in descending order no matter what. So I have to rearrange the denominator. So I'm dividing 16x squared plus 3 by 4x plus 1. And I have to be careful if there is a missing term at the top. And there is a missing term at the top because this is degree 2. So degree 2 is there, but degree 1 is missing. And degree 0 is here. So I have to leave some room. So 16x squared and then plus 3. If I don't need to use it, that's fine. But if I need it, it should be there ahead of time. So 4x times what is 16x squared? Well, 4x. I go back and distribute. Change the sign, mandatory, always and forever, and write below like terms. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. Change the sign. 4x times 1 is 4x. Change the sign. Notice that I cannot place it anywhere else but right here. Perform the operations I see. Bring down the next in line. Bring down the next in line. 4x, if this is degree 1, the next one has to be degree 0. 4x times what is negative 4x? So it's negative 1. I do not lie at the top. Negative 1 times 4x is negative 4x. I have to change. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. I have to change. So I box in 4. So the answer is the quotient, 4x minus 1, plus the remainder over the divisor. You should never enter the answer or put the answer in anywhere before you check. This times this minus this has to give us the numerator. But of course, when I multiply these two, I get 16x squared minus 1 plus 4 is 3.
I see where I went wrong. I didn't multiply both of them. I didn't know how to bring it back down the correct way.
Is it clear now?
It is.
Perfect. Find the product, there is no problem here. Oh, gee whiz. Okay, write this in scientific notation, yes or no? Hearing none, I will not.
Can you actually go over this one as well, please?
Of course.